Hello, it is Dr. Askkrystalracquel, and I am back again with another video for today. I hope you all are doing amazingly. If you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. You can also send me an email at askkrystalracquel@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions or concerns and put on a video for you potentially. So, I have an interesting topic for you today. It was requested by someone. The topic is going to be related to individuals who are parents. They are in the process of co-parenting, or maybe the other parent is not really around, and they decide to bad mouth the other parent. Be really careful about those things. That is really not good to do. And it can go both ways. It could be the man doing it, it could be the woman doing it, but keep in mind, one day that child is going to grow up and they are going to know the truth. Oftentimes we hear scenarios where one party is stating, that person has badmouthed me, they've turned the children against me, and all of those things. So first, we have to make sure that we are upholding our responsibilities as a parent. So if there is a child support order, whether it's for the woman or man, and that individual is not paying the support, then you can't 15 years later say that person turned the child against me because the child is saying I'm a deadbeat, but then deadbeat mother or father, but then you weren't paying your child support payments. Or there's other things that come up about you, for instance, that you've always worked under the table as soon as the child support order was put into place. So those things might somehow change your child's opinion about you. So I am going to get to the point about people bad mouthing the other parent. I am, but I want to first address those things. First, make sure you actually are a good parent. First, make sure you're not doing things that are causing added stress to the primary caregiver. Also, make sure that you are visiting your child and seeing your child when you're supposed to. So you shouldn't be constantly saying, oh no, I can't make it this weekend, or I can't take the child for the summer like we planned, or I know you have plans that evening and I agreed to take the child for you, but now I'm not going to do it. And once again, I'm talking both ways, men and women, okay? So let's not get that twisted. Make sure you're first a good parent, right? So a good parent is present. It should never be that you were never around and that's the reason why the other person, the man or woman, was able to put things in your child and have your child believe it. So I always say, if you were present, your child would have been able to see who you are for real and know you, right? So if you're a woman and you are not the primary parent, and then 15 years later, you're going to say, well, no, my ex-man, he turned those children against me, but then knowing you were never around, knowing that you did not really want any custody at all. So make sure those things are in place. So make sure you actually do fight to get custody, partial custody, whether it's like a mutual thing. Make sure that you are providing support financially. If that's the case, there's two people who made the child, so the burden should not be on one parent. So make sure you are contributing. Since you decided to create a child, it's never a case where, well, I'm no longer with that man anymore, so he can take care of that child. I'm no longer with that woman anymore, so she can take care of the child, and I'm going to go start a new family. It's never any of that. And if you do not be surprised if your child then thinks negatively about you. And then also, like I was saying, you have to actually be present. So if you're present in your child's life, I personally think it's not very likely that they're going to always side with the parent that they're living with. Because if you're present, you're taking them, you're spending time with them on the weekends, you're doing things with them, you're following up with them, calling them, it's going to be very unlikely that their primary parent can turn them against you. But now I guess to the point of the video, let's say that is occurring. Let's say somehow the primary parent is doing what they can to turn the other parent against turn the children against the other parent. First of all, that's so wrong. It doesn't matter what that, well, it can matter, but for the most part, it does not matter so much what that other parent has done. It is in your best interest not to badmouth that parent to your children if they're living with you. And of course, in certain cases where maybe the person has done something to you, maybe like physical, something like that, to where, you know, now they can no longer be in contact with that parent, that's one thing. But if it is something like, you know, the person was seeing other men or seeing other women or something like that, you really want to just, I know it's really hard. It can be so hard, you know, as a man or woman, and you just want to tell your kids. But remember, your kids are not your friends. Your responsibility is to protect them, and just know one day they're going to find out who the other parent is. You do not have to try to badmouth them and say things and say, well, you know, this person did this to me. Oh, you know, daddy abandoned the family. He abandoned the family for Miss Maria down the block. Don't even get into that with a child, because without you knowing it, well, I think you know it, you're intentionally trying to get the child to turn against the other parent. And, you know, that really is wrong. Yes, of course, the parent should have respected their relationship, whether it was cheating or something else. However, remember, that's their child. So don't try to get in the way in that relationship. You may be angry at the person. They were doing things against you. But just really try to focus on the child and what's best for that child. And just know, if the other person is really so horrible as you say, that child will see it one day. There's no reason for you to badmouth another parent. You know, just do what you can as a parent. Try your best. And if for one moment, like, let's say you're having some issues with your child, and that's a possibility if you're the primary parent, you know, sometimes it might be difficult when you're with that child 24/7. Or a lot of times when you're sending the child with the other parent, they really love that parent. They really want to see them, because it's not because they like that parent better. It's just that they don't see them that frequently. It has nothing to do with them liking that parent more. So keep that in mind. And if they ever do get the chance to actually live with that other parent, they're probably going to be saying they wish they could move back with you. So keep that in mind. And even if you are feeling like, oh my gosh, they seem like the other parent more, that is not your chance to now try to start talking about the other parent, start trying to put things in their head. Because believe it or not, I don't think it's a subconscious thing. I think it is 100% intentional when parents start bad-mouthing the other parent and saying things like, oh, well, I got this for you. You see, daddy never got that for you. Daddy never did this for you. Mommy never did that for you. You know, mommy's out and about. She's out on the streets. She's trying to find other people to be with. Those are just not things you say. And people might be saying, like, who would say that? People do those things. People badmouth the other parent. And yes, I do think it's intentional. There are some times where, yes, somebody may be going through something. Maybe, you know, the woman is hurt and she's just frustrated and she's sad and she's trying to receive some sort of consoling from her children. But your emotional health is not your child's responsibility. Please remember that. Do not put adult issues onto your child. It's 100% unacceptable. I understand we're human, but it's wrong. And if a man is doing that, it's wrong. Just stop it. You know, accept that your relationship did not work out. And even if the person is not providing like they're supposed to, let's say there's a court order and the individual decides that they're not going to pay child support, so they're going to work under the table, or they decide that, you know, they're going to run from the law, they're going to move states, hop. That's okay. Just know that, you know, that wasn't a good fit. That person's not a good fit as a parent, but just let it go. I know it might be difficult, but speak highly of the person if you can. You might say, or even if you want to tell the truth, say it in such a way to where it's not you being vindictive, it's not you being spiteful. So let's say the parent is hopping states, trying to run from child support, maybe even leaving the country. When you have a conversation with your child, you can say some things like, you know, we're not perfect as parents. You know, we're trying our best. And sometimes the things that us as parents, what we've gone through, it can affect our behavior. So just remember, mommy loves you or daddy loves you, whoever the parent is that's gone. And just pray for them. Just continue to pray for them, and I'll be praying with you. And I'm sure you'll get to see your mommy or your daddy soon. Say something like that. No need to badmouth them and say, yep, they've always been like that. I remember back when I met him, he, used to do those things when we first got together, and then I had to leave him, I'm telling you. And then one time he tried to date another lady while he was dating me. No. Those are not things you talk to your kids about. Even when your kids become adults, like, just leave those things out. It's not your, in a way, you're trying to get your child to be on your side. So just stop the foolishness and really just remember that it's all about your child, right? It's, well, you have to be happy too, but what's the point of you telling that business? How is that going to help your child? Some things are just best left unsaid, and there's a possibility that even if that person is not a good partner to you, they may be a great parent, and they may be a great mother or father. So just keep those things in mind. Just remember that no one is perfect, and even if that parent was a bad partner to you, they may be a good partner to someone else, or they may be a great parent. So keep those things in mind. Even if they're not a good parent, just try your best to speak well of them, because that is the child's parent, and you always want your child to be able to respect their parents, and you really don't want to convolute the situation with things about you and what happened, and then the child's feeling sorry for you. They're on your side. Maybe you're living poor, and you're using that as an opportunity and an excuse to tell the child, well, see, look what daddy did. Look, now this is why we live like that. This is why we're poor. This is why I can't buy you sneakers, because daddy left us. Just stop it. Do what you can as a parent. That is your child as well. So now it's 100% your responsibility. So do what you have to do. This goes for men and women. I hope you'll have an amazing, blessed day. Let me know what you think. Do you feel like people are bad-mouthing the other parent? Have a blessed day.